So you want to hear my hot take on plus size travel and why I think every plus size traveler should get a free second and even third seat on an airplane? Let's just state facts. Plus size travelers need more space. And many people agree that plane seats are too small, even for the average size person. As a plus size traveler myself, I know how uncomfortable and unsafe it can be to squeeze into a tiny airplane seat. We are not asking for special treatment or luxury accommodations. We simply want enough space to travel comfortably and safely without fear of being discriminated against because of our size.
All right, guys, for today's video, we're going to be talking about a story that started making headlines last week. Fox Business covered it, New York Post had covered it, CNN had covered it. And the title of the article was "Plus Size Travelers Bring New Attention to Southwest Airlines Customer of Size Policy on TikTok." As you can see from that opening video, that woman kind of made that TikTok a few months ago. I didn't quite cover it because I didn't really think it was going to make much of a headline, but it started to make waves as this policy that Southwest has apparently has come to light. So the article goes on to say, Southwest Airlines' long-standing customer of size policy is generating new chatter thanks to viral TikTok videos and media coverage surrounding efforts to push other airlines to offer seating policies for passengers who do not fit comfortably in today's narrow airline seats. The policy, which Southwest says has been around for more than 30 years, allows passengers to purchase additional seats before travel and receive a refund of the cost of those extra seats after travel is completed. Now, if you go to Southwest's policy page or customer of size, it does indeed say we've had a long-standing policy for more than 30 years. However, this customer of size seems to only be targeted to individuals who are horizontally challenged, I guess, and not so much vertically challenged, which people can't typically control that over the horizontal. Now, obviously, there are some issues that people have, whether it be hypothyroidism or, Cushing's or even diabetes, which is understandable. But when the general population, especially for, America, 40% of people are in the obese or overweight category, it's not the same as somebody who is born naturally 6'4", 6'3", 6'2" and up, and they don't have that luxury of maybe having a little bit more leg room unless they're in the emergency area or they upgrade themselves to first class. Now, that being said, I don't have, I guess, a huge issue with the policy, as I can see that there would be some benefits. If you are a plus-sized traveler, obviously having more space would make your travel more comfortable. And if you are an average-sized traveler who is sitting beside an oversized passenger, then you yourself don't have to have an issue with, maybe they're encroaching in your space or you're being squished between, individuals, stuff like that. So I can kind of see the benefit overall for different parties. However, my issue is that if these individuals are buying 2 tickets and then getting refunded for one, they're essentially getting 2 for 1, and then who's making up the cost for the airline that is selling 2 tickets or 2 seats, but then refunding one even though 2 seats were accommodated or used? And also, the policy itself allows for kind of a last minute issue where it says Southwest encourages passengers to purchase an extra seat in advance to help airline plan for a number of occupied seats and to ensure we can accommodate all customers on the flight for which they purchased a ticket and avoid asking customers to relinquish their seats for an unplanned accommodation. Meaning, if you already had a ticket and somebody didn't purchase a ticket ahead of time, they can then take your seat away from you to accommodate for somebody who needs 2 seats or even 3, as the policy states. It goes on to say passengers can also ask with a customer service agent at the departure gate without purchasing more space in advance to receive complimentary additional seating. Now, I don't like that part of the policy. I'm okay, I guess, with you purchasing it ahead of time, but purchasing it at the gate and potentially screwing over somebody else is not fair to anybody. And just like in the beginning of the video where she said, we're not asking for special treatment, well, yeah, you are. Because not only do they get the second seat with this accommodation, they also get to pre-board with people that are like in wheelchairs or the elderly. They get to go with that group and get into the plane first as well.
When you check in for your flight, you will receive your boarding pass as well as a second reserved seat pass. Because you do need that seat reserved pass in physical form, I personally just wait to check in until I'm at the airport. When it comes time to boarding the plane, you will board with the pre-boards. All wheelchairs go first, and then you will get a chance to pre-board. This allows you to confirm that you get an empty seat next to you, and will also give you a chance to ask for a seatbelt extender before others get on the plane if that's something you're nervous about. Once you get to your seat, place the reserved seat pass on the seat next to you, and now nobody can sit next to you on the flight.
Hi, it's okay. I'm hoping to use your customer size policy today. Yes, I'm leaving. Yes.
Right there, we get a van.
Thank you.
Place this in the seat next to you.
Okay, thank you so much for your help. May I have a seatbelt extender, please?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, to me, in the end of that video, it didn't really seem like that lady needed the extra seat. However, it states customers who encroach upon any part of the neighboring seats. So even if you're slightly going into that seat or maybe the armrest or something like that, you're allowed to get the other seat for free, essentially. And when you have people like this who claim that they are of the super fat category, where she says it's an important move to include people in the super fat category. This is her. Super fat is how we identify. There's a spectrum of fatness, and as a super fat individual, you start needing different accommodations. But just like you read in that other article, the New York Post covered, saying, plus-size TikTokers are praising Southwest Airlines for its customer of size policy, which allows overweight passengers to request a complimentary seat and forces the flight staff to accommodate large flyers, even if that means kicking others with tickets off the flight. Now, reading this, I didn't think that would be true, but the article then links to a story that happened back in June where a woman with her daughter and her daughter's friend were kicked off a plane to accommodate, again, a person of size.
This video is going to be very controversial, but I really need to understand what just happened. Flying from Montego Bay, stop in Baltimore, going home to Denver. And in Montego Bay, they tell us on Southwest that we cannot go on the plane because it got overbooked and we cannot get in because I was on standby. Well, I wasn't on a standby. It wasn't my ticket. I purchased the ticket, and they couldn't get. So it's me, my daughter, and her friend. Me with 2 teenagers. We can't get in on a plane. Later, to find out that there's a person of size that did not purchase 2 tickets, but was being accommodated. And that is why we could not get in on the airplane and about to get stuck outside the country. Please, again, I said it's controversial. Please help me understand. Why do I have to spend the night without any accommodations in Baltimore because person oversized person, how did they call her, didn't purchase a second ticket. Well, here's the thing. I asked that here at the Baltimore. They said, sorry, we can't accommodate you. 9 o'clock right now. I have a ticket. I have a flight for tomorrow morning. No accommodations, with 2 teenagers stuck at the airport. But she explained to me that Southwest policy is to accommodate a person of size. There we go. Person of size, even if they did not purchase a ticket. And it is their right to kick a person out of the plane for the oversized person. I explained to her that I paid for the ticket. She said, we need to accommodate person of size. I said, but I purchased the ticket. And she said, well, it's the Southwest policy. And when we're going back and forth, I lost it. I've been dealing with it for 8 hours now. So now I'm stuck in Baltimore without any accommodations with 2 teenagers. Help. Please tell me that I'm missing something. Please tell me it is not okay to kick a person out of the plane who paid for the ticket for a person of size who did not. Am I truly missing something? I mean, it's up for debate, so I'd be happy to hear what you have to say.
There is a customer size too on the aircraft. Even if there aren't enough seats, we have to accommodate that customer of size. And unfortunately, we do have to accommodate a customer of size if they need an extra seat. We don't charge for extra seats. If a customer of size gets on that aircraft, we have to accommodate them with an extra seat of no charge.
So at the end of the day, I don't mind the policy, again, as long as people are paying for their ticket ahead of time, but I don't think that they should be getting reimbursed simply because they need another ticket. Because, again, if you were a super tall person and you wanted extra space, you'd most likely have to purchase a first class ticket, and you're not being accommodated for that. Or if you're a regular sized person who does sit in a seat, you don't get any special treatments or accommodations. But again, as always, this is just my opinion. I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this story? Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.